Hey everyone, this video is my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. Starting off at number 10 is Joyride. Joyride follows four Asian American friends as they bond and discover the truth of what it means to know and love who you are, and while they travel through China in search of one of their birth mothers. This movie is full of laughs but has a very sweet story. Joyride would not have worked without the four main lead cast members who are all excellent, and they all have such great on-screen chemistry. I was generally surprised on how entertained I was with this movie since raunchy comedies isn't my favorite subgenre. If you're looking for some huge laughs and fun characters, then Joyride is worth the trip. Number 9 is Saw X, the 10th film in the Saw franchise. This is my favorite Saw movie, and I'm not even a fan of the Saw franchise. Saw 10 takes place between Saw 1 and 2. Tobin Bell returns as John Kramer, however, this time he is not the villain. He's the protagonist, which makes the story fun and refreshing. The traps in the movie are effective and very suspenseful. The movie is still very gory. If you've given up on the Saw movies, I highly recommend you check this one out. At number 8 is Air. Air is a sports drama directed by Ben Affleck and stars Matt Damon. The movie is based off the real-life events of Nike and the Jordan brand. This movie digs into the behind-the-scenes partnership between Jordan and Nike and how the Nike and Jordan brand came into fruition. Great performances by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Viola Davis. This movie gets you invested from beginning to end, regardless of you knowing the outcome of the story. Godzilla Minus One lands at number 7. I feel that Godzilla Minus One is finally the Godzilla movie that we've all been waiting for. This newest Japanese film is far superior from any of the Godzilla movies that have been released in the US over the past few decades. This movie is very entertaining with strong character development, which we don't see much in monster movies these days. I highly recommend that you check out Godzilla Minus One. Number 6 is Killers of the Flower Moon, the latest Martin Scorsese film starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. I was quite surprised how fascinated I was with Killers of the Flower Moon despite the long runtime of 3.5 hours. I was very invested in the story and I knew nothing about it going into the movie. Great story and performances, especially by Lily Gladstone, who was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actress. Definitely worth checking out. Landing at number 5 is A Man Called Otto. A Man Called Otto is a comedy drama about a grumpy old man named Otto who's given up on life following the loss of his wife but develops an unlikely friendship with a quick-witted neighbor who helps change his life around. I really enjoyed this movie. It's very heartwarming with a lot of drama, but with hilarity and also moments of heartfelt emotions. Tom Hanks is wonderful in this film. The actress who plays the neighbor does a fantastic job and deserves a lot of credit for her performance. I highly recommend A Man Called Otto if you haven't seen it. No Hard Feelings is at number 4. This raunchy comedy starring Jennifer Lawrence as a desperate woman who agrees to date a wealthy couple's introverted and awkward 19-year-old son delivers a lot of laughs and can be very heartwarming at the same time. I was surprised on how much I enjoyed this film. Jennifer Lawrence definitely has the comedic chops and I hope she continues to star in more comedies. Number 3 is The Covenant. This is a war film directed by Guy Ritchie and stars Jake Gyllenhaal. Based on true events where an interpreter in Afghanistan risked his own life to carry an injured sergeant across miles of grueling terrain. This movie blends elements of action, suspense, and intrigue, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats from start to finish, which is why it easily lands on my top 3. Number 2 on my list is Blackberry. Blackberry is based on the true story of the rise and the demise of the world's very first smartphone. I was pleasantly surprised on how much I love this movie. Having owned a BlackBerry myself, I never knew the history of how the BlackBerry became a huge phenomenon back in the day. All I want to say is that Glenn Howerton should have been recognized for his performance in this movie during awards season. My number 1 favorite movie of 2023 is Scream 6. It's hard to believe that the 6th installment of the Scream franchise can still feel fresh and new. We follow the Carpenter sisters to New York City after the events of the last film, and a new Ghostface emerges and causes trouble for the remaining survivors. Having the film set in New York City instead of Woodsboro was very refreshing. I became very invested with these characters and I found this movie to be very intense and suspenseful. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Scream 6 is very rewatchable and which is why it lands on my number 1 favorite movie of 2023. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed my top 10 favorite movies, and subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more future videos. Also, let me know what your favorite movies were in the comments below. My top 10 worst movies of 2023 is also available, so make sure you catch that video in the link above. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.